And 3, 2, you are live. Welcome. No, I am live. Are you live? Can we be live together? Absolutely, we could. Why wouldn't we want to be live together? Well, hello and good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening. What time is it where you are in the world? As you can see, I don't even have a watch on yet. I don't even have a copper bracelet on. I'm not even wearing glasses. In fact, I'm wearing a tank top. Why am I wearing a tank top? Well, I own 2 tank tops. And the purpose, I only bought them solely because of my tattoos. I was like, well, what's the point of having these tattoos if I'm required to wear a shirt in most places? Most places don't require sleeves, right? So I know it's a little early. It is 5 a.m. California Pacific time, which means it's other times in other parts of the world. That's it. That's all I've got for you today. Just kidding. Actually, we have a little bit of time. I have been scrolling the internet and I had taken notice over the last few days that there's been a lot of confusion to the various roles that each of us plays. Much like Bob Marley said in the song. Don't remember the song. Something about a book, a page in a book. Turn the chapter, turn the page. Maybe it was Metallica who also said it. I don't even know. Could have been a whole group of people for all I know. So while there's people waiting, I'm going to mute the mic and watch the news until we have enough people that are like, oh, why is Steven wearing a tank top on the internet? It is very good to know this particular type of information. There are festivals happening, and you are invited. Um, where? Where do you ask? Let me tell you. Let me tell you where. In the Southern California region, there is a party with 8 million people attending. Everybody is going to take a deep breath, hold it, and then let it out. 8 million people simultaneously. I'm just kidding. That's not actually happening. What is happening is a handful of people are on social media. Another handful of people are getting ready to go to the office on Saturday. A great many more people are putting on uniforms, going to the restaurants they work at. God bless our food service industry. And even more people are putting on uniforms to go fix things, name tags, accountability, contractor licenses. Large groups of people are going to be doing school projects and wrapping up school endeavors, and it is midsummer. It is July. People still take classes in July, I promise you. There will be traffic. A large group of people will gather with their friends and families, and they will sit together on streets and pretend to enjoy the drive when really it's the passengers who are enjoying the drive. And the driver gets to drive. And if you enjoy driving that much that you're comfortable taking your miraculous machine out on the highways and knowing in your heart that it can bust out 160, but you're doing 10 to 15, with people that want to speed up to get closer to the vehicles in front of them, which we all know does nothing. And it's generally the lack of gap that is the primary cause of traffic. Yeah. It I feel it has a lot to do with depth perception or just perception in general. A lot of people I notice don't have the ability to perceive at a certain distance. I mean, I do wear glasses, but that's because things get fuzzy. I'm still pretty decent at gauging how far things are from me. And the other aspect, the other big component is timing. Timing is everything. And if you just don't have the right timing, I mean, what else could you possibly be doing? Um, they call it arbitrary or the randomness and the chaos, perhaps. One second. Fast forward 10 seconds. Yeah, it's just like that morning, like you got to get it cleared out. If you don't, you won't be able to speak correctly. Nobody will hear what you're saying. You'll be like, here we go. And it's really funny. I was listening to the dude talking yesterday about uh first time I heard about it was through the singer uh Jeff Castellucci, right? Jeff Castellucci was like, yeah, do this thing. Well, which is what I'm kind of confused because the guy yesterday was like telling like a different explanation of what this technique is called, where you speak in a mannerism that it sounds like you're clearing your throat or something. This lady's like best friend with some crows. That's great. That's just so great. It's like Mary Poppins. So there's a video that was posted 15 hours ago, and I want to tag people in it. Honestly, if you have X, I want to tag you in this video. The comments. The comments are just righteous. So I'm going to hit repost and I'm going to quote with a hashtag. The hashtag will be so everyone can find this. I watched this. That's the hashtag. IWATCHED. This thing even on? Yeah, it's okay. Through the lens thing, it looks like it's flashing. That's why I'm always like taking a look and I'm like reaching. I'm like, oh, did I shut that off? I'm like, no, you blinked. I watched this THIS. I think I might have lost my headset capabilities. So if I do play any audio, it's going to come out of my laptop speakers. We don't want Do we? No, we don't. So here we go. I watched this, and it is 5:24 a.m. on Saturday, the 11th of July, and I'm sharing this with you now. The entire world gets to go through what I am going through at this very moment. Shared to share. Because something like this you cannot keep to yourself. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. I mean, this just says it all. This really just sums up everything. So, I am not sponsored by the shirt I am wearing. That's why I am trying to block it out with the little windscreen, the windscreen, so I don't blow too much wind on the mic. Because you don't want me blowing on the mic. I don't even actually need to be that close. I can actually sit apparently way over here, and it sounds phenomenal. You should be about 12 inches from the microphone. And it creates a nice layered visualization for the audience. Could we agree? And if everybody's satisfied with the lighting, I am going to give you your local weather. Wherever you are in the world, I'm going to tell you what it's going to be like today. Are you ready? All right, here we go. On the north side, it's going to be hot. On the south side, it's also going to be hot. On the east side, it's going to be hot and humid. In the middle, it's going to be hot. On the west side, it's going to be nice and cool. Wherever else you are in mid-July on this planet, on the northern hemisphere, let's be exacting. Because what is the weather in the southern hemisphere? Don't they get Christmas right now? Is that why we actually have Christmas in July? No. No, that's not why we have Christmas in July. It could be right up in there with like the reasons as to why we have Christmas in July, but I'm pretty 100% sure it's because we used to have rehearsals for choir for Christmas pageant and symphony plays stuff. All right, which means we should sing a Christmas carol right now. And I have 2 viewers, most amazing, awesome, blossom star goats in the whole wide universe. Because you are the greatest of all time. You are here right now. You are present. I am present. We are all present. Literal. It's a gift. This life. All solidified, carbon-based forms of existence. Cooled down stardust. Us. All diversified and sparse, and then brought together onto the earth. And we're still separated. Isn't that weird? And like, it seems like gravity is pulling us all back together little by little. Anyways, all these weird speculations. And we're talking like millions and billions of years. Could we have existed during the times of the dinosaurs? Maybe the dinosaurs used to eat us. Maybe we were just like snacks for the dinosaurs. And eventually we fought back 76 million years ago. And the whole meteor, that crater they found, that just helped us move things along because we knew, we studied the stars. We knew it was coming. And we were like, perfect opportunity. And it took us a while to come back from that because it's a cataclysmic event, right? So, yeah, that's still on. So, anyways, yeah, if you've gone on to X yet and watched this video that I reposted, you're welcome. Just I mean, could it have been done with like traditional Photoshop and like prosthetic costumes? I, is it AI? It doesn't have the little AI thing. But I can tell you right now, in the last 15 hours that it has been online, at least since this person posted it, I don't know if this is their original content or not, but I'm telling you right now, I cannot take my eyes off of it. I'm trying to like give you all my attention, but you'll see what I'm talking about. It'll come across clean. So I have a few things I might need to respond here. No, that's it was a conversation we were discussing uh vehicles. You guys remember a few months back when I had that Ford Edge and took it in for an oil change and they're like, "Oh, we're going to keep this for a month." No, they said a week. A week because there was a leak on the front plate. I was like, "Oh, okay, I agree. Keep the vehicle. In the meantime, what am I going to do?" And they're like, "Well, take the loaner." And they gave me the Ford Escape. Cruising around in that thing, everything's cute. And then I go over to the Ford dealership on the day I'm supposed to pick it up. Actually, I don't think. Sorry, let me back up. Did I go over there or did I call them? Let's digress. I called them, and it was a couple days after I was supposed to bring the vehicle back, and I was getting worried. Like, I need to bring this vehicle back, don't I? I mean, they haven't called me. They still got my car. Anyways, boom. So that's how it went down. I called them, and the guy was like, "No, we're going to need it over the weekend. The part didn't come. It'll be here Tuesday. Then it's going to take 6 hours, which in mechanic time is 3 days, right?" Something happened. They got the part. It was the wrong part. So they had my car for a month because a leak on the front plate of oil in nature. That's that's a bummer. And so I was telling him, I was like, "Yeah, I'm enjoying the buzz right now. You get to walk around the streets, smile at people, like we were talking about in the video yesterday, which I have begun posting clips, just like the individual conversations that I like to have with everyone. And at any given time, if anybody would like to partake, please, come on down. There's just a few things going on in the world today that just wanted to kind of brush over again. Back to this sharing this post. I'm going to save it in my frame of mind folder because this to me, I haven't even heard the audio, honestly. I don't even know what sounds are coming out of this. It could be like subliminal messaging, some type of like hypnosis thing, getting us all like fired up and geared up to like, I mean, it's weird because it's familiar. Like I've seen it before. And that's what's bothering me the most. It's like, is it Beetlejuice? Is it Men in Black? Is it toys? Is it every children's novel and Kill Bill movie and Bram Stoker novel? Go on my X profile. I'm not showing it on the screen here. If you want to see it, you got to go there. Yep. And I would also like to thank the 4,444 followers that have clicked that follow button on my X account. That is incredible. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Seriously. Um, Started building this account, bringing awareness to things that I find important. And when I decided to log in again this morning, I realized I had brought up some subjects yesterday that we didn't really fully expand upon. A couple of them we're going to save those for even more into the future. Wow, I just doing that. All up in people's houses, like this is what we do, man. For any human that is out vandalizing, thieving, and that's kind of really where I wanted to take the conversations yesterday, anyways. Just seeing what people are up to. I mean, insurance scams. I mean, there's just like this full spectrum of criminality. I remember I was following an account. I haven't seen that account in a while because you know a lot of the faceless and nameless accounts I feel like are going to get kind of like pushed aside unless you have like a locked in trademark or something like that. To that of which I do have trademark for my brand. One of them anyway. The anti-brand Stargoat. Yep. Made a logo and submitted it to the trademark office. I don't know. That was a while ago. So the title of this particular program is Love, Not Arrogance. And I saw something that was drafting a lot of comments from people regarding race and the different neighborhoods that people choose to live in and why. Why do you choose to live where you're at? If you ask anybody why they live where they do, it could be of circumstance. They had no choice. Um, Dwellings often involve uh, some type of trade off. In this era, this society, we have established money is the grounds for which we can determine whether or not a person is stable mentally or physically, in any which case, to provide for themselves and sustain their environment. In the cases where people are not able to do that, they generally partake in various social services. And if you go on social media, a lot of people are very anti socialism. Is it just me? Okay. It was the build-up to the word. Do they have anything to do with each other? The etymology, where they branch from, what it means to be socialist. For a lot of my peer group, we grew up in a time when we read encyclopedias, right? Everybody's seen these posts, right? Back in my day, right? All that stuff. But no, it's not really what I want to pull out of that idea or that springboard there. What I want to say is that the discussions that we would have were incredibly deep. And it's a very small percentage of the population, mind you, that does not look at current events as just random events that were just happening. Oh, Trump became president, so now we're at war with Iran. You know, when people stumble upon information, it's up to them to go down the rabbit hole and find out the truth, why things are happening the way they are. How did it become the way it is? It's not arbitrary. I mean, you're talking like a lot of people, billions over a long period of time. A lot of different ideas, a lot of different ways to, just attack any problem, any solution people are coming up with. It takes a lot to get other people to agree to that. And it's not a point of being arrogant when people are well informed, uh, they're in the right environment versus the wrong environment. And who's to say, right? I'm always told the proof is in the pudding. So when I'm confronted with parts of our population as a species, not one particular demographic, but all of us, when I'm confronted with that, I see we all have that same common goal to thrive, to extend our lives, to have harmonious relationships, to find our soulmate, right? To have a house. And there might be a lot of obstacles and competition to obtain those things. And perhaps the thing that you go into, somebody else gets that promotion, or um, who knows what happens, circumstance, right? And you end up in a different position. And it's natural to be emotional about these things and to have the attachment to maybe your history, your culture, the expectations of your family, or any of the world around you. Really, if you're thinking about these things and you haven't done it yet, I'm going to say go to school. What school? Find it. Like, how to do that? Let me be more specific. Go find somebody in that career field that is doing well. Sure, Elon Musk, trillionaire, has created all these companies. Didn't finish school, but I don't want to hear that. There's a lot more people on Earth that are highly successful, highly functional people that are out enjoying their lives, going on vacations and doing all of these things that might have the same barriers, or they had the same barriers. Maybe it was divorce, maybe it was a breakup, or uh, scams. I can't tell you how many scams I've been victim to, but how long can I have that title before I have to take responsibility for who I am, right? It's not set in stone that way forever. And we pick and choose these identities that we attach ourselves to. And that goes so far into our society and the religions we choose, the laws that we choose, the rules that we choose, and the ones that we also choose to stay away from. As individuals, a lot of us decide when we get out on the freeway, we don't need to use our blinkers. We don't need to leave space between us and the vehicle in front of us. It's not important to merge. Other people don't matter. Then, give that person a 5-year-old that's learning about the world. Does that change your driving? Is that what was needed? Innocent eyes for your integrity to remain balanced and in check, right? I do believe in humanity. I honestly do. I believe there's hope for humans. I believe and then cut news story to the new big topic, and a lot of commentary on what's happening over in Iran. And I know a lot of people grew up under the belief that um, we live in a Christian society and we should have Bibles back in school. And the Bible's great. And a lot of scholars, a lot of historians, academics have cross-referenced the good book with um, archaeological finds, and they've found a lot of evidence that supports the different kings and the emperors and the different characters in the stories. There's still only accounts of Jesus, but there was no direct writings by Jesus. And I don't know why that always bothers me. I'm like, he spent his whole life, never wrote anything down. He had to have written something. I mean, they had all those like clay tablets and papyrus, right? Anyways, me back to the speculation territory over here. Yeah, you know, we only had a time machine. We could just all go back and make a movie out of it, make a reality show. We could set up cameras in the past and watch how history unfolds. Wouldn't that be fun? I like my dinosaur theory, honestly. I like that idea that there it was like there were these beasts of Earth and humans were on that food chain and we were not at the top of it. Right? We were just a snack, right? Just these giant Tyrannosaurus Rexes were running around gobbling us up. We had like little nests and caves and trees, and pterodactyls would get us. And yeah, maybe we had a thriving space age society back then, and the dinosaur problem was just so bad that we're doing like we're doing now and trying to like lull in a asteroid from inner space. Is that what they call that? Like over there at the Van Allen belt, like right outside of that, or there's some type of asteroid belt going on. Anyways, we're gonna go grab a couple of those and we're just gonna fly them back over here. They've been working on this for a hot minute. But it's flat. It's just a projector anyway, so you got to worry about that. I'm not here to tell you what to believe, and I'm not going to argue with you about it unless you come on screen with me. If you want to come on screen with me, you just want to have some fun, I will convince you the Earth is flat. If you feel like the Earth is flat, I will convince you that it's round. Yeah. Just kidding. No, we'll get to the bottom of it together. We will figure out the truth. We will walk around this whole thing. The tape measure from Ace Hardware. Let's see. Yes. No, the bus is definitely fun. That's so funny. I'm waiting for the person to see the one post that I put up. And the way I did it, if you say it, it sounds like you're like from the valley. That's the post, by the way. If you followed me on X, you would totally know about this. So, but say it fast. Is everybody doing it now? It says laka. And it's only got 74 views, but it does have 6 likes. That's a lot for me. It's not, 4,444 followers. That's pretty decent for less than a year of just me putting out my 2 cents, right? And it is important to know that the feedback that I do get in real life, I do take that heavily into consideration. I'm always paying attention. Not really, but trying as much as humanly possible with love. So now that we've did the funny joke, and eventually people are going to catch on. Now, what do we want to go further into like the psychology behind just the drivetrain? What's really like pushing the buttons in our culture and in our history. I was kind of touching on the people that think about these things. A lot of you joined the military. I know that. A lot of you did. And even more of you, I know, that took your military, got a law degree, and became lawyers because you wanted to be helping people. You wanted to be in Congress, do litigation, innocent until proven guilty kind of stuff. That's admirable, very respectable. I love it. It's so good, and do learn that it's more important to let people have the conversations and just kind of sort it out amongst themselves versus creating propaganda. Like you see a lot of advertisers, they want to get a message out. um, Politicians, they run out there and uh, eventually they have so many people that are agreeing with them that becomes ultimately the argument, right? You have representatives of large groups of people, like we now do here in the United States, and they don't always represent everyone. And then you end up with other groups of people that claim they represent certain groups of people, but you know, I I hate to bring up that meme where the axe is trying to convince all the trees that it's the handle, or the handle's trying to convince the trees or something. The axe in the woods. Anyways, it's neither here nor there. The most important thing in our day today is the same thing that we were talking about yesterday. Smile. Like literally. I will want every one of my followers to just take a deep breath. I mean, I have 4,444 people. If every person on my timeline got to see any of my videos, I'm going to take clips from this one and the other one. And that's what it's about. It's about the biggest virus on the planet. I mean, we can call it a virus or we can call it the highest human contagion is a smile. It spreads, it goes quick. How far can we spread that? How much can we embed just taking a deep breath and relaxing and smiling, like just chill out? Like I used to believe that if, like in the song Smash Mouth, if I could buy the world a toke, I used to believe that if every political leader across the globe, any just mongrel or mogul, whatever they're called, all these entities, if they were to just smoke some weed, just go chill out and smoke some herb, just straight up. Why? Why not? Because the science behind it, it's going to mess with your neurology. Yeah, it is. It's going to make you rethink how you're treating people and how people should be treated. But we all know that's way, way out in a whole different game. That's a different dimension. That's crazy talk. A lot of people speculate they do a lot of different neurotopics in the first place. Who knows? Maybe they do. Don't know. I imagine they optimize every part of their lives, but their Centrum plus 50 years old vitamins are a lot different than yours and mine. I'll tell you that. You think they got the same Atlantic salmon at the White House that we get over at Costco? I don't know. Trump was at McDonald's. Did he eat the McDonald's? I didn't see him eat the McDonald's. I'll eat McDonald's because everybody eats McDonald's. And that's what I've learned in my life. Stop being an outsider. Just go with it. It's just what we're doing. You just get this one. And back to what I was saying earlier, if you have the inclination, the desire to be involved, to have conversations, to make change, you need to join the military. And don't do it with all your drunk tard friends. No, go in as like a chaplain assistant or something with other people that are like minded like you that are asking questions. Go in with, I don't know, if you have a friend that has these types of conversations, try to pass it along. Do it through smiling. People want to go out to the clubs and the bars and get trashed and all this and that. You know, I was literally picked up and carried out of my room, put into a taxi, and driven to a bar. That's the military. Granted, it was my birthday, but I did not want to go out. It was like a Tuesday. To be at the dining facility at 4 a.m. But nobody takes nothing serious. Everybody's like, well, it's just work. Yeah, it's all work until you're on the front lines or you're freaking cleaning your weapons or you get called out to special detail. Yeah, great times. Anyways, fun times. I should tell you guys about the time that I got fake arrested. Yeah, it was on base. Of course, we were drinking in the garage bar. That's not an actual establishment. That is when somebody takes their garage and they convert it into a bar. All out, like dartboards, DJ table, booth, whatever up in the corner, like dance floor, disco lights, fog. I got a DJ a lot of the times. And I do believe I was DJing on this particular occasion, and it was really late at night, and all of a sudden the cops are pulling up in the front yard and they got their lights on. And I'm like, what's happening? I'm like, yeah, we got a call. Somebody's at the little store over there giving alcohol to minors. We were like, everybody's like, oh, that's horrible. That's awful. Like, oh, dumbass. Who would do that? And then police officers, yeah. And we know exactly who it was. He's here at this house. Is a homeowner home. They're like, oh yeah, it's this guy right here. They're like, all right, well, it's apparently this person that's here at your party, sir. We have him on camera. It's Stephen Gray. Oh yeah, I turned white. Probably, I was a little tipsy, and I just what? That was no. I was at the shopette. I did not do that. I would not. No, they were convinced. They're like, sorry, we got to take you in. They walked me over to the car, got the cuffs on me, doors open, hand on back of head. I'm going in. And they all start laughing like this is just the funniest thing they've ever seen and done. And good times. This was long before there was this image issue with the police force and even the military. Did you guys see that? They were like put those helicopter pilots on suspension. What? For what? Flying their helicopter over the beach? So glad that was resolved like quickly. Like, come on. And it's these relationships with the authority that we create. Like the study, what was it, Monson? Oh gosh. Don't get me lying to you. You know, the one, the prisoner, right? They got the college students, gave them prisoner roles, and the other one guard roles, and not guard rails, guard. Say it again. Not guard rules. Yeah, guard rails. Okay. And they abide. They totally like envelop their roles and they're like, this is who I am now. And that's what I'm telling you. Back to everything that we're just totally discussing. We are what we think we are, whatever we're told we are, whatever we think is expected of us is going to be the outcome we end up achieving. That is what we're all sitting here doing every single day, all across the globe. It is a common thing we all share. It doesn't matter your religion, your sex, your background, your, I don't know, what other things can you possibly claim to be? Everybody wants to be something. Yes, you are a man or a woman. There's no change in that. And especially in the United States and other parts of the world, you either are or you are. You are what you are. You're born it. Biologically, statistically, 0.01% of 8 billion people would actually be born with genetic differences, which is nothing any human should be ashamed of. It's literally the way actual some people were born. It's not something you choose because you feel a certain way about a political group or somebody broke your heart, and or these people are better than those people. Those are conscious decisions. There's a difference. Okay. Psychologically, we are all waking up making these choices and just take a deep breath. Just relax. All right. Everybody chill out. And, I've been on this going on for like an hour now. Um, if 45 minutes. I say an hour because I was thinking five, then I was like, nah, let's go 5:15. I know a lot of the world still likes to sleep in on Saturdays, and I did put up that little post a while back. I was asking, who do you trust so much that you can just sleep the whole night through? Every time my doctor asks me how my sleep is, I'm like, I lay down for about an hour, wake up, check things, pee, go back to sleep, a couple hours, maybe wake up. Don't have to pee, but might check things again, maybe do some push ups, go back to sleep. Every couple hours, just wide awake. Maybe I'm hearing things, but I've lived in super quiet places. I'm telling you, I'm up, up, up. Maybe I need a better bed. Um, is it the maybe it's the conflict? So a lot of the times, like I might draw conflict, and it's not conflict with me. I think it's that I generate personal conflict with societal norms. And when that happens, that causes a lot of anxiety in me because I'm like, oh, whose pot did I steer? And did I steer it the right way? You know, I believe I do. I believe I steered the pots the right way. But if you are paying attention to world news and world events, then the pot's a little bit bigger sometimes. And, well, you got to take the precautions. You got to, you know, you got to lock them doors. You got to lock them windows. You got to get up and you got to have surveillance cameras and, tripwires and, you know, you, you got to do all those things. Um, and there's even situations where I, I mean, we have to design vehicles not because not just because they're faulty at times, but because other people are driving vehicles. And you never know what's going to happen. You never know if they're going to come at you or, they just got a phone call, got a text that was super important. Maybe their tire goes flat, wasn't even their fault. And just watching people on the day in and the day out, wondering what's next? Are we going to embrace higher consciousness, higher ethics, more transparency, less privacy? It's not less privacy, it's less fearing that somebody else is going to take something from you or try to, uh, you know, why privacy laws exist. But they shouldn't have to exist because of fear of people having those inclinations in the first place. What environment is creating a world where people are on edge like this? Back to the smiling. 4,444. That's a lot. But that was a specialty ringtone for a very special someone who is awake and ready, just like we are, ready for the Saturday. So I just say awake and ready. And good morning. Wow. just whatever you do, don't turn on legacy media. If you do, always remember, take it with a grain of salt. Get out there and smile. If you can, if you're at a low elevation, you're in an area where you can get up to higher elevations, do that, because the marine layer has hit the mountain wall finally. And when it does that, it creates like a ocean of clouds that you can get up above and just look and just be like, this is amazing. I'm on top of the world. It literally feels like you're on top of the world. If you are in countries where laws prevent you from being yourself or existing in a thriving state of domestic tranquility, I know a lot of people are doing that, just because it's not just my lifetime. It's not just 44 years of me existing and however long, your generations have been suffering. It's literally a lot further back than that. And if you are on the side of history that has that empathetic drive, that need, I was going over ways that you can figure out how you're going to fulfill that need, that internal desire for yourself. The only way you're going to get that is if you sit down and you write out, I am here on this earth to, or my purpose for existing. Figure out a way it comes naturally for you. But it starts with, my purpose in life is to share the wealth. Not that wealth, silly. If you got it, sure. If that's something you can do, do it. But if you have something more, not arrogance, if you're able to exist on earth without materialistic gain and monetary things, if you can do that, that's the wealth I'm asking for you to share. If you know a path that can get people to a successful place in their life, if you think it's successful, if there's somebody that's out there emulating what you're doing, maybe just stop by and give them a wave. Just give them a little bit of encouragement. Tell them, say, hey, you're doing that right. I remember I was doing it like that. You're going to get to a good place by doing it that way. If you see them, I thought of so many different ways I could say dropping the ball. But if you see them dropping the ball, reach out, say, hey, maybe try this angle. Because I know a lot of people like to believe that, they're, again, the representative, the spokesman, the validation for this thought process or this ideology. And through, we're all making these contributions and nobody actually knows anything. But the truth is, we all, right down inside of here, we know everything, all of us. And the quieter we can get, the more we can come to realize what is the common ground we all stand on. Where is it? Where is it? And what is it? And how can we share it with one another? If you meet a person that is just all frowns or evil, like straight like that, I kind of want to say just share their username with me. I don't know if any of my other friends out there, I know a few accounts that are totally all about the energy and they're like, oh, I'll help out with that. But, we don't want to attack people. Nobody wants to be attacked. And a lot of the times that's where it comes from, that bitterness out there in the world, that why me, suffering type. Right now I can just think of the poor me archetype, or why me. It's like, why us? That's the reality of it. The guy posted, I think I opened up Facebook, and the guy said, standing there watching my dog chasing its tail, thinking, dogs are so easily amused. And then it occurred to me, I'm standing there watching my dog chasing its tail. That's the best explanation for reality I could possibly come up with. That wasn't the intention behind the post, but you see how you can, like, you know. So 55 minutes in, I really do want everyone to go out, go to a dog show, go to a park, say hi to your neighbor. Go stand out on the street. Stop taking your car everywhere. Go get on the bus. Make the buses crowded. Get up in people's faces. Don't let them do what they're out there doing. All right. A lot of us have that sixth sense, and you know who's who out there. You can see it in their eyes. That was a quote from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Yeah, what scene? I would really have to think about that hard. But it was the part where he was saying he was lying to me. I could see it in his eyes. And he's like, all right, I'm just going to go out and get the car washed. I'll be back later. It was his attorney. His attorney was talking about the girl in the elevator. No? Anybody? You guys watch that movie? I know a lot of my followers had to have seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and I really like to believe that we understand that it wasn't about getting blitzed. It was literally about the culture and the environment that is created that allows for those types of things to happen. Gonzo means he was just going in to prove what is believed to be true beyond what legacy media is showing us. That's Gonzo journalism. So if you're out there, you're a journalist, Double Doug dare you to get a little bit further involved in your stories. This reporter right now, up somewhere North Hollywood, yeah, Wiener Schnitzel is sponsoring some type of wiener dog event where there's like actual little wiener dogs and wiener looking dogs, and they're all like running around wearing wiener dog uniforms. And I don't know if it's a dog show. I know that's why I mentioned go to a dog show. There's dog shows going on. Dogs love showing off. Go to. You probably need to get permission. Most of us do live in areas where there are horses. Right? There's not a lot of wild horses anymore. I think somewhere in Mongolia, right? There's wild horses out there. But if you can, go talk to a horse. Be the best conversation you've ever had if you got the mind for it. If you're just a little old chatterbox and you're just like me, and makeup and candy and clubs, and I got to go to work and I gotta do this. If you're that person, I'd be really curious to see what your conversation with the horse would be. I mean, if you already know you're Dr. Doolittle in the flesh, like we all are, and you're that person, that would be pretty exciting too. Because that's super high energy. From what I gather, horses aren't about that kind of high energy. Like if you meet somebody that has a dog and they're like that, their dog is usually like that too, right? Like owner, like pet. Right? So you don't see a lot of horse owners, all yippity yappity and bouncing off the walls. And no, because horses are chill. They're calm. That was the whole point of me saying to go talk to a horse. If you're stressed out, if you're just having a good time, you like the cortisol spikes and the dopamine drip, have at it. There's plenty, promise. So I definitely going to wrap this up because it is 6:15 Pacific Standard Time, and I think I'm just cool with limiting my shows to about an hour. I think I covered all the subjects that I wanted to cover. Again, just reiterating what we're going to keep just saying the same thing. We're going to just share current events and take a deep breath together. Smile. All right. Go out into the world, catch the bus, catch the train. I know planes are a little pricey, but you can find a great deal on a plane. Take a plane 2 hours north or south, any direction, you know? Just go out into the world. Get out of your box, the literal box you live in, which I get it, and after thousands of years, this just seems to be the best way, even though triangles are better. Just kidding. No, they are. They are. But I believe just the way we're shaped, rounded, I feel like all these like should be all rounded, right? Like instead of 90-degree angles in your house, it should be like curved, right? Am I just trying to think outside the box here? Actually, I wrote this down. I made an entire business concept out of it when I first heard about the 3D printer. So if you got a 3D printer, we should communicate. Yeah. Hey, at ease. So anyways, that is my cue. I'm going to get this world moving in the direction and the tone I feel like, just like what we all do, because that's what we do. Set your tone. Use your voice. Honestly, it does not matter if you're coming out squeaky or bassy or you can talk however you want to talk. People are going to judge you either way. Let them. That's just what they do. They enjoy that. Okay? Can't be getting hung up on every little thing. All right? People are just going to continue. I mean, there is a line. There is a legal line, right? Don't be pushing people's buttons beyond any limits. Don't even be doing that. Nobody should be doing any of this. Anyways, great movie. If you caught any of that playing behind me, I think I was covering up over 70% of it, definitely, and you can't hear it anyway. But it is Fatboy Slim's Live in Brighton Beach, Volume 2. I'll show you the DVD case. I cracked this open over the summer. I'm telling you right now, this is some jams right there. Felt like something came off of it. I don't know what that was. But I definitely do need more coffee. You probably need coffee. If you don't drink coffee, why? Like, what do you mean? Like, why would you not drink coffee? Like, I get it. It can be hard to digest, which is why I have invented my own personal brand of coffee that is super delicious. And I don't want to make any medical claims because I'm definitely not a doctor, but I will say that it has helped my digestive system. I have felt such a grand difference in my overall blood flow, my breathing, and just every day feels that much better after drinking. I ain't gonna lie, I'll drink 3 cups of this Neem Bean coffee. Delicious. I do have a few videos out there. You guys can check that out. I believe it's on YouTube and X, maybe even Facebook. I need some more advertising. I am always looking for partnerships, collaborators. You want to get into the coffee business, the music business. You want to be a master debater? Because I am not. So, high five. High five. Not here, sir. Damn. Person. Human. Have a beautiful, blessed Saturday, everyone. Smile. You're the GOAT. Get a heart. No kisses. Don't be blowing kisses on camera. People can't stand them kisses. You're getting kisses. Just kidding. Clearly I wasn't, because I did it. And I said kidding after I already did it. So deep conversations. Let's have them. Or not. Or not. We could just sit here and crack jokes for an hour. And anyways. Peace out. Love.